Hi you guys, I received some very good reactions from you on social media, so I decided to do another video about UI sounds. So I'm going to do a few videos about UI sounds, and in each video I'm going to do some 2 or 3 sound effects that regards to UI sounds, sci-fi sounds, buttons, click, and all of these. So let's start. Okay, I'm going to use Massive as I usually do. Massive is a really good synth. You have all kinds of possibilities. You have you can just do a whole setup for a sound, and then you can just change only one thing and it sounds completely different. So it's really good for us sound designers. So first of all, I'm going to use a new sound. So I'm only left with the oscillator here. All right, and the envelope is way up. The decay level is way up, so it doesn't the sound is completely flat. Okay, I'm gonna use first of all okay, we're gonna start with a square. It's okay. And now first of all, I want the sound to be affected by the attack. Okay, so what's going on right now is that the sound starts from all the way up. The volume of the oscillator 1 starts all the way up. It goes down with the attack, and as long as I press the button, it stays down. Okay, and I do that because I want the envelope to be fairly fast. I mean, I don't want it to sustain the sound, to sustain, because it's just a button, right? So now I'm going to use the same envelope, and I'm going to go with the pitch way up. Okay, so already we have a cool sound, right? And now we can only make it better. So I'm gonna use another let's try a sinus. All right, so I'm going to do the same thing. It sounds almost the same, so I'm going to change here the waves, the wave. Okay, this is pretty cool. Okay, and let's add another one. There is this hard sync. I think it can help us. Okay, we can also use the same envelope here. Okay, so I tried all kinds of different waves here. You can go on and just like, but from here it sounds kind of the same, because the envelope is really fast. I mean, the attack is slow, but it goes pretty fast. It goes to 0, the volume. So I'm going to continue and add some white noise with color. Okay, It doesn't do much, but it does give it a little bit, just a little bit of punch here. Okay, and now the important part is the low pass filter. So this will give us really the sound of something that is like a bubble, right? Okay, so that's not bad. Now we can change the input. So, I mean, I don't have to use the same key. I can use like lower keys and receive another kind of sound, right? So now, if I change the attack here, I'm gonna get a different sound. Okay. And I can also play with the effect, the EQ, right? So, little bit of bass. What if I take this envelope and I put it over here in the boost? Right? Interesting. This doesn't do much. What about that one? Before, after, so a little bit more interesting. And then don't forget we can also add some EQ right here. A little bit of compression. In Cubase and Nuendo you have the channel strip, so you can use Magneto. It's gonna give you a different sound. You can use well, that's about it here. We don't need a noise gate. Okay, so we have a nice sound right now, right? The only thing that is left is we can always, you have the macro control, his controls here. So you can just take that and put it anywhere you like. And then when you add, I just take this and I add the amount that I can finally add. If I go from here from 0 to 100%, it will go from the 0 here to 100 here. So it's a little bit difficult for me to explain in English, but I think you understood. And then you can do all kinds of cool stuff. So okay, so you can do middler, right? And just play with it. Right, so all kinds of cool stuff. And let's check what happens if I take the level of the decay way down, because then, okay, so this is really cool, right? If I take the attack down, okay, so pretty cool. So I can take another macro and put it here, right? So then I can take this all the way up, and let's do this. And okay, so now we have the attack here and the decay that goes all the way down, and we have a nice button. And if I take the level all the way down, I have this, and I also can add the attack here. Pretty cool, right? So this is it. And now let's go to the we're gonna do a count. Okay, so for example, if you have this is just an example. Okay, so if you have something like that, okay, okay, we're gonna do the sound effect for that. Okay, so I'm calling it UI count, but you can call it any way you like. Okay, so we're going to use the Massive 2 channel. First of all, I'm going to make a new sound. Let's check something else. And I'm going to, on my Novation keypad, I'm going to go to a pretty high note. Okay, so maybe that. And now I'm going to go to the LFO section. And I'm going to use a saw. Okay, this is sine saw. And I'm going to apply this to the volume here. And then I can play with the rate. Okay, and then I can add another oscillator. Same idea, right? So. And even another one. Okay, so what's cool about doing this with a synth is that you can, first of all, you can change the pitch. So when you have music in the background, it's really cool. You can just play in the tone, in the pitch of the music, and you can also play it in the third or fifth, right? So it sounds really harmonic. And you can also change the rate, so you can do that, and you can also do it a little faster. So that's pretty cool, right? Now I'm gonna give an example of using this sound. So right, so this is pretty cool. You just press it. Then if you have another one afterwards, here, let's say here, okay? Okay, so as long as the thing keep typing here, you just continue to press till it's over. And if you need to squeeze this, you can just go to the size to the time stretch and just stretch it like this, or stretch it like that. And because it's a synth, nothing happens to the sound. So as you know, if you take a piece of audio, right? Okay, and you stretch it, it sounds completely different, right? So if you do that with a synth, nothing happens. It sounds exactly the same, obviously. So now you can always take the sound that you make and do something that sounds better, okay, or sound completely different. So let's, for example, go to the Midi. Okay, if I use a Apache, which is actually okay, and you go to the Apache and you can change this. You can change its sound. Okay, let's add some in the audio insert. I'm going to add a flanger. Okay, and now it sounds much more sci-fi. And you can do like small UI sounds like that one. Okay, so you take that one, you render, I just did render in place. I should render it with the complete signal path and master, so it means that the sound goes in all the chain. So it goes from here to the audio insert, to the MIDI insert, to the audio insert, and then it's like doing an export. Okay, so render. And then you can stretch it. Okay, or you can squeeze it. you can add a delay sound. Okay, so if you take I don't know, maybe this. Maybe something else, mono delay. Okay, so you can play with it and do all kinds of crazy things. Well, that's it. Hope you enjoy it, and I'll try to add some new videos with new sounds every day or every other day. So as much as I can. Good luck, and if you have any question, you can just ask in the Instagram or in the comment section. Thanks.